Hey everybody. So I've seemed to have caught some type of a summer, spring cold or something like that. Some type of a infection seems to have infiltrated. I've allowed infiltration into my system, and it has taken up a good stronghold. So it's probably why my voice sounds a little raspier than usual, and why I feel like shit. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But I want to talk about fear and this. So throughout my life, I've had numerous people, including my own brother, tell me like they think that I'm like a serial killer. I'm just or just being afraid of me. Like I've had females, like people I've worked with, like they're like afraid to. There's a point like it's strange too because a lot of times the same type of people that say these things, they have a deep like attraction like to me, not just a sexual or romantic thing, but like just as a personality thing. Like they have a huge interest, and they pay a lot of attention to me, and then a lot of times I'll just continue being myself and show more and more sides of who I really am, and as they get to know me more and more, they become afraid. And I think a lot of that probably has to do with me doing drugs and feeding into that dark side. It is feeding into my demons. So like the more I show who I really am while I was doing drugs, the more that the demonic side of me it comes out. And I also think because I'm just I mean for me this is all normal because it's just me, so nothing's weird. I'm just being me. But I'm starting to see how from other people's perspectives I am a little different. I mean, we're all different, so I don't even like saying that, but I can see how it's kind of rare to find somebody who kind of looks like myself, who can talk on all these different things, who's also kind of a dork, but then he's also like kind of physical, and then he's smart, but then he's also like, mysterious. I mean, I can see how it's like a question mark, like, who is this dude? Like, sometimes he's really cool and like interesting and whatever, but then other times like, whoa, I don't know if I can trust that, and he's dangerous and da 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 da. So like I'm starting to really appreciate that a little bit more than I have in the past, because again, to me, I'm just being myself, and I see a lot of different sides from other people, and it doesn't bother me. I get it. We all have different aspects of ourselves, and we all have good and darkness inside of us, and it's just at different levels. However, I am a 6 foot 2 3-ish man who's very physically capable, so I'm not. And not only that too, it's like I've been my worst own enemy. Like I know, like there's nothing that's fucked up my life more than myself. So I have no fear of anybody else, because nobody else has really done me any dirt. Like even the things that have happened to me with friends in the past, like I had warnings were given to me, and I did not listen to them. So it all goes back on me. This is why I've always, I always try to maintain and share with everybody that nobody really has any harder than anybody else. Like we all have exactly what we need to deal with and what we all deserve to deal with, to be honest, because our actions do have consequences. And the better able I am to like really embrace that, the better I am able to navigate with more peace in my heart. And I'm not always able to do that, but when I am, the situation seems to go a little bit more smoothly. So but as far as people being scared of me, like I don't, it's hard because it's like I'm just being me. Like yeah, I've got this this relationship with destruction, man. I listen to a lot of music that I mean, is associated with Satanism. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but Satan, you have to realize Lucifer is still an angel of the Lord. He has a purpose, as all angels do, as everything does. They all have a purpose, okay? And destruction has a purpose, has a place. Evilness, like just that character, has a place. And remember, the devil can't do anything without God's approval. So everything that's happening here, all the bad shit that's happening right here, is happening with God's approval. So this is, again, why I've been pushing the message that we need to change our ways collectively and individually, okay? It's a multitude thing. We got to work on yourself, and we also got to work on the whole status of a human civilization and what we do to ourselves, the planet, the animals, and the water, and everything. It's all connected. So, but yeah, I mean, this thing with destruction, like, I don't, it's just who I am. Like, I mean, angels, there are times when they're called to do things, and that's another reason why I like this show Supernatural, because it shows how even amongst the angels, like as you get into the archangels, like you start to see how like they become more like there's just more to them. They get to explore the darkness a little bit more. Like you see Gabriel, he got into porn. Like he actually he just left the whole angel fucking deal and was like, I'm just gonna go be a porn star in California, and he did that lifestyle, and it even shows how it really didn't work out for him in the best of ways. But at the end of the day, it speaks true to the nature of even being an angel and how we still have free will. We still have to deal with the challenges of good and evil. And how as you rise in power, like there's always resistances. There's always different levels. Lucifer, one of God's favorite angel, right? He was his right-hand man. And yet he got, is now got all this darkness associated with him. So, and even in that show, they talk about Mikey, who was kind of representing Jesus. I mean, the son, and he turned. I mean, the way they showed him in that show was, I didn't really like it very much, but he turned out to be like a ruthless fucking crazy person, like psychopath, like just killing people just to kill people and take over just because he thinks he can do better than God. Again, that was that show's own perspective, because that's not at all how I feel about the relationship with Mikey or Jesus Christ. But it is a good example of just showing how even amongst angels or people of extreme power, of extreme ability, of extreme wisdom, all this type of shit, we still have to deal with good and evil. And the higher you rise up in levels, the more of you open up to all the different realms of existence. So it's like you can't rise up without dealing with the darkness. So that's why, another reason why I think that I feel such a strong connection to people like Joy, is because that's what happens. Like as you continue to evolve as a creature, you're going to experience more of both the light and the dark, because that's what really wonderment, that's what creation really is. Isn't just being the light. You need the dark too to add that variety. So in order to really learn and to really grow, you got to have that darkness. You got to have both. That's why I've never been about completely eradicating evil, because it needs to be here as a place. However, I do want to remove it from where I choose to live and where I would like to have kids and, societies and all this and that. I'd like to have a safe place, a secure place, a harmonious place to live in. My whole time here, and many eons on this planet, have things not been that way. So there's a strong desire and need for things to go back to being that way, or to go to being that way. And again, evil will do whatever the fuck it'll go wherever it needs to go. So, but I don't know what to say about the fear thing of being terrified of meat. That's just I think that's part of the reason too why I felt compelled to like get fucked up throughout my years, and is because people don't like what I have to say a lot of times, and I really speak truthfully from my heart. Because it can offend people, because I say things that like pop their little bubble, and it's like, well, shit, dude. I mean, I can't. What am I supposed? So, like, I'm kind of. That's why part of me is like, maybe I should just, just do my own thing with this warrior stuff and try not to even have a relationship, because I don't want to scare people, or be in a relationship where somebody's afraid of me all the time and we're trying to get close. Like that's not, the most comfortable for myself either. I don't want to have to, deal with that, because with that fear comes a lot of other emotions. Like it's a lower vibrational emotion, so then hate can come, the jealousy can come, like the deception, all these other things can stem from that. And then I'm not even saying that's like what they want to perpetuate, but just it being that energy, it has the ability to attract other things of a similar energy, and those are things of a similar energy. So it's like, it's something. And if you've got fear, I get being a man and being a woman, but, like that's why I have a lot of respect for like people of a lot of faith, and nuns. And it's not just about being a Christian. You can have faith in just life and just what you believe in, your principles, and just, death as being a transfer of energy, and also having faith in like your own karmatic place and what you've done with your word. If you've done a lot of good stuff in your heart, like a lot of people who've done good things in their heart, even females, they walk around without much fear, because they're like, I just don't have much fear in me because I've done a lot of good. So I don't mind going out to homeless people on the streets and feeding them food, and essentially opening myself up to a really dangerous area, because they just don't have that fear inside of them, because they've done so much good work. They've gotten that fear out. They've put themselves in dangerous situations, and they persevere, so they know that, hey, just because I'm in a dangerous situation doesn't mean dangerous shit's gonna happen to me. Like there is spiritual protection, but you have to work at it. You got to prove to yourself. You got to, that first of all, you do believe in what you talk about, and that you are committed to the cause. And if you haven't done anything like that, that fear is gonna be there to challenge you, to show you that you really can persevere through the challenges, which fear is. So You know, in my experience, it's, you know, running away from fear only makes it worse. So you know, I haven't conquered all my fears, so I'm not saying that I have, but, you know, the sooner or the better, the more able one is able to embrace their fears, you know, the better off I think they are. So, all right, hope you all have a good day. Love you guys. Bye.